musical Sister Act, and that musical is coming to a theater near you. Good Monday morning to you. It's 7:39 on this Monday edition of Palmetto Mornings, 71 degrees. I'm Lucas McFadden, and we have got the cast of Sister Act from the Rock Hill Theater joining us here on Palmetto Mornings. You can listen to us on the radio, FM 100.1, AM 1340, on the free WRHI app on WRHI.com, and on the TV side of the house, CN2, that's Comporium Cable Channel 102, as well as on all of your major social media platforms. Simply search for CN2 and WRHI. Half of the cast, again, from Sister Act, being presented by the Rock Hill Theater. They're joining us here on Palmetto Mornings. We're going to start with the director. We're going to go down the line. They're going to introduce themselves, tell us who they're playing or their role in the production, and then we're going to do some Q&As after that. So we'll let it start with the director in charge.
Hello, I am Kalayla Chisholm, and I am the director.
Okay.
My name is Jamas, Britton, and I play Eddie Souther.
And my name is Shania Simmons, and I play Dolores Van Cartier.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, we'll start with you, Kalayla. This is a very popular film, Sister Act, of course, made famous by Whoopi Goldberg and her group of singing nuns.
Yes.
They made it into a sequel, and now a potential third movie will be in the works right now, but we'll focus on the musical. If we're familiar with the movie version of Sister Act, does the musical follow pretty much the same story as the movie?
Yes, so the musical does follow the similar storyline of Dolores. Something happens, I'm not going to tell you what, and she has to hide in a convent. So then that's when she meets the nuns, and they create the sisterhood, this friendship. But there are some different elements to it to give it more dramatic effect.
Yeah, what's it like to bring this to the theater stage when people are used to seeing it on the big screen?
It's exciting, and I think people won't be too thrown off by the different elements for sure. But I will say that I think they also would love seeing it live too, you know? So it gives a different feel as well.
And let's explain to our audience where this is going to take place, because it's going to start this weekend, July the 26th through the 28th. Then you're back for another week, August the 2nd through the 4th. So you're in a 2-week residency.
Yes.
And so where is your location?
So we are at Tom S. Getty's courtroom on the 2nd floor. Just so everyone knows, both of our matinees for the first weekend is sold out. So get your tickets soon.
Wow. Well, that's a testament to the production there. Presented by the Rock Hill Theater. And talking about an intimate setting, the Getty's courtroom is a very intimate setting.
Yes.
What does that mean for you and your sets and your performers? You don't have a lot of space to move around, so you have to make the most of it, I assume.
Yes, we really do. Especially with this musical, there's a lot of locations that we are trying to encapsulate in this small space. But my biggest thing that I love, and as a director, being immersive. So this space really allows for people to be in that world, especially when it's a disco vibe. Everybody gets to groove around. We did our cue to cue last night, and the lights are like perfect. That gives us that 70s disco vibe for sure.
Fantastic. Well, let's meet just two of the performers, part of Sister Act, the musical, again being presented by Rock Hill Theater. We've got Shania, who plays Dolores. So this is, of course, the role originated by Whoopi Goldberg. So what's it like for an actor to follow in the footsteps of someone like Whoopi, right? We've seen her on the big screen in 2 movies, and then trying to do your own spin on the character of Dolores?
Well, it's really interesting because Whoopi Goldberg, like, that was one of my, like, childhood favorite movies growing up, like, especially the Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit with Lauryn Hill, you know the one. So that one was one that I, like, looked up to so much. I was like, I don't know who that is, but I want to be that. And then getting older and realizing my passion for theater and seeing Patina Miller take her spin on it, I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to be that, right? So seeing their approaches definitely served as like a baseline for me, right? Because it was like, I love the energy, I love the vocal ability, at least with Patina Miller, because Whoopi didn't sing too much in her version.
Got it? Yeah.
But I loved their approach and their down-homeness that they took with it, because I relate to that so much. So for me, adding myself to it wasn't very hard because I saw myself in both of those versions of Dolores. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to add my little twang to it. I'm working on the Southern accent because she's from Philly and I'm not. But at the same time, it's been really fun to kind of like experiment with that and see like, how can I add Shania to Dolores? Just like those previous actors have added themselves, you know?
Love that. You know, Simon Cowell from American Idol, one of his famous lines when performers were on stage, he would say, you made it your own. So obviously they were singing songs that we're all familiar with, but they put their own spin on it. And it sounds like you're doing the same thing, putting your own spin on such an iconic role. What's it like for a performer in a musical? You not only have the spoken word that you have to say, then you have to turn around and sing and dance, and then you have to go back to doing like the spoken word. How challenging is that for a performer?
Honestly, it's just another day on the job because there's a lot of shows that make you do that. You know, I've been performing for 10 years now. So it's really just a part of you just have to get used to it. You just continue to rehearse it. You sing in your car, you practice your lines and your music while you're in the car so you can get that cadence together because it has been a little bit challenging, especially with this show because there's a lot of music where there's also lines and dialogue in between the songs that you're singing as well.
She's like in every scene.
And Yes. So Dolores is busy in the show, which makes sense. But at the same time, like, it's just kind of one of those things where you just got to constantly go over it when you're brushing your teeth, when you're in the car, I'm a teacher too, so when you're teaching students, you're just thinking in your head, like, raise your voice, okay? You know, so it's a challenge, but if you work it enough, you get it, yeah.
Well, what a fun teacher. I bet your kids love you. Where do you teach?
I teach, you said, where do I teach?
Yes.
I teach in a school in North Carolina.
Okay.
Perfect. Sugar Creek Charter School, shout out to them.
Okay.
But yeah, so I
Great.
teach there, yeah.
All right. So, all right, my man, you play Eddie. All right. And then is this a character that's in the movie? Because I know there's a male character in the movie.
There is a male character in the movie, but I don't believe it's Eddie. Eddie is a cop.
Okay.
So Eddie has known Dolores since high school and has kind of had this up and up, you know, protect and serve. But Dolores comes in and they kind of rekindle this kind of relationship. I ain't gonna spoil too much now.
Yeah.
But it does escalate to a point where, you know, it adds to that dramatic effect of the show. So I think Eddie is a character that I feel belongs and helps the story to move forward.
And of course, that is Jamas Britton, who plays Eddie. What's it like to be in a production where it's a lot of female roles, I assume, and are you the lone male actor, or are there a couple other male roles?
Now, there's some other male roles. We kind of stick together as a unit, though.
Yeah, you know? You're outnumbered, for sure.
For sure. But it's awesome to see a show that has a vast range of women in it. It's awesome to see. I don't really see a lot of musicals like that, and to see them in their element in the way they are and just having fun. I mean, we're all, you know, a unit, like I said, but to see everyone working in their own space and showing who they are and making these roles their own is awesome, and it's very important that we see more of that. But this show is very fun, and I try to stay in the background a little bit. I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes, but
I mean, Dolores is in every scene.
Yeah.
Shania is the star. But what we've learned so much about you all, you're part of the ensemble, which is huge, and I think that's been the success of local theater. At the crux of it, that's what it's all about, right? Everyone is the star. Certainly, Shania, you play Dolores, so the title character. Someone has to be the title character, but you're great to pass along and honor everyone else because you've got to work together. You can only do so much.
Yeah, it is absolutely 100%. I don't know if they can hear me. It is absolutely 100% a group thing. 100%. The star is like 20% of the show, quote unquote star, but like 80% of everything else is everybody else. So y'all got to be a unit for sure.
Kalayla, why do you think this story still resonates with audiences? What some many years after the movie has been released.
Yeah, so my concept, actually, my vision was a disco ball. And not only because it's the 70s and it's disco, but also thinking about Dolores and other characters that are in the show. Dolores is trying to find her way. And with a disco ball, when it's not lit, it's dark, but it has so much beauty underneath. And then when it's lit, and when she finds her sisters, when she finds this friendship, she's like a whole new person, and she glows. So,
well, what a great director you are! I just see a disco ball, and I would see a ball that just shines brightly. But you look at it from such a different perspective, and my gosh, well, you all are so talented. How big is your production when you look at on stage, behind the scenes? How big are we talking here?
So we're a cast of 26. We have a production team of, I believe when we're counting for cast gifts and stuff with my music director, we're getting to about 40. So I said overall we're probably about 50 when you include production team and cast. So it's a big crew of people who are doing great things.
Well, kudos to, again, the cast and crew of Sister Act, the musical. You can see it this weekend, July the 26th through the 28th, and then again August the 2nd through the 4th. This is being presented by the Rock Hill Theater, and it's at the Getty's Courtroom, just a couple of blocks from us here, where we're located at the Broadcast House, right off of Main Street in Rock Hill. Check it out. The matinees are already sold out, so tickets are going fast. Again, Kalayla, Shania, and Jamas. Sorry, I couldn't read my own handwritings. I apologize. I was close. Well, thank you so much again for sharing your talents with us. It sounds like a great show, and you all three seem like you're a lot of fun to begin with. So if this is any indication of what the show is going to be like, we're in for a fun treat for sure.